Hey, what's going on? It's Chris here with the first YouTube video. It's pretty much just going to be about me. I'll tell you about myself, where I came from, how I grew up, things about me. Well, I'm 22 years old. I'm from Southwest Detroit. I'm an actor, writer, photographer, videographer, and currently active duty United States Marine. Well, I started writing at 14 years old. Started off with love letters, sonnets, stuff like that, and that transitioned into script writing and me writing down daily goals. When I'd go to sleep, I have dreams, I'd write that down. I got a year's worth of writings about that, and just ideas, like movie ideas that I wrote down over the years. I've always wanted to become an actor, and I didn't know how to do it. For years, I'd watch videos, like how can I break into the business, how can I do this, how can I do that. I've been watching movies since a kid. I love movies, something I just always done. I quote movie lines on the daily. Some people don't understand the reference, kind of pisses me off, but hey, it is what it is. I'm starting my YouTube channel because if you don't start today, you're not going to start tomorrow. So I'm going to, just stop procrastinating on that, because this is one of my dreams, something I've always wanted to do. I wanted to share my life experiences on camera for y'all, whoever's watching, one person to whoever. I don't care. I'm just going to start, how do you say it? I'm going to start exposing it to you of like what it's like to be on my side. So anyways, started writing at 14. 15, I got into photography. Didn't know I was a photographer. I always took pictures. Okay, so let's just fast forward to, I believe I was 17, 18 years old. My friend Steven was in middle school and high school with. He was like, hey, I got a good idea. How about for my birthday we just throw a big house party, invite everybody. I said, that sounds pretty cool. I got a camera at home. We can film it, take photos, whatever, and we could just keep them, and show everyone. That'd be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? And then he was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's come up with some ideas, whatever. So his friend let him use his house, whatever, threw a party. There was probably between 100 and 200 people that showed up. What? And had a blast. Took so many photos there. Was giving people my Instagram, hey, this is what I do, whatever. I didn't tell people that was like my first night actually doing it. But, over time I took photos, but that party, that was the day where it set off. People like, oh man, you take photos, whatever. So opportunities present itself. So you never know who you meet, because opportunity presents itself at any time and any moment. You got to be ready to get it, So party was a success. From that day on, I was known as the cameraman. So that summer, from April to August, I probably went to 30-something parties, 20, 30-something parties, just house parties, quinces, a bunch of people, I wonder who's calling me. Uh-oh, I'm not answering you. Sorry about that. And that's how I got into photography. I've done movie premieres. Well, actually, you know what? Before I even get into that, that's like skipping the story. So I would skip school my 11th and 12th grade year damn near every day. So there's certain classes I showed up to because I liked the teachers. That was it. I had a great relationship with them, and I used to tell them my goals and what I would like to accomplish, and they supported me. So they would talk to me, and I had a great relationship with them, so I went to their classes. The other teachers, forget about it. So anyways, doing my thing, skipping school, taking photos, going to abandoned buildings, going all through the city, just taking photos, capturing the moment, capturing my life, filming it and taking photos. And I posted videos and photos on my Instagram. If you guys want to follow it, link's gonna be in the description. So went to the parties, whatever, and at the time my cousin had just got out of prison. He was like, hey man, I met a guy in prison, good guy. He just got out also. His name's Eladio El Nino. He has a podcast. He's been doing it for a while now. Maybe I can introduce you to him because the street life ain't for you. He said, you know, me growing up, I never was involved in the street life, but I knew people around it, in it, had family members that were deep in it, went to prison, got killed, heavily involved in that life. Looking at me, you like, get out of here, ain't no way. But yeah, you know, that's a lot of people around the country, even in the world. So I'm not like no better than no one or saying, oh, I've been through this, did that. That's in every hood and all around the world. So there ain't nothing to advertise or praise on, you know. So I was always against that. I respect people, you know. I never disrespect no one, you know. Whatever you do, that's on you. But I'm not involved in that. It wasn't. You went left, I went right. You went right, I went left. I always did what Chris wanted to do. I always stood out. People around me who I surrounded myself with knew, like, hey, you're different. Do something with your life. You know, I always heard and always seen, you don't want to be that guy 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the line saying, you know, I wish I'd done that when I had the chance. You know, I know so many people, friends, family, even through the neighborhood that had so much potential, but they let it go to waste. I heard another quote by Chaz Palminteri. He's an actor. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He made a film called The Bronx Tale and did a whole bunch of other good shit. And he said that his father said, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. And that quote stuck with me. So I said, wow, man. I noticed myself, you know, I'm not better than no one or anything like that, but I noticed I have talent and the skills to achieve the goals that I want to accomplish in my life. So, you know, family saw that, friends saw that, people, neighbors like, yeah, man, Chris, you're different. Don't try to act like someone you're not, like all these other people out here, you know, trying to impress someone wearing the newest shoes, the flyest clothes. Don't get me wrong, my mom and dad worked hard to get me nice things, and I worked hard. I had a job since I was 12, you know, stocking beer, mopping the floors, sweeping, stuff like that. And so pretty much what I'm saying is, if you want to accomplish your goals, you got to start by putting that left foot in front of your right. You know, you talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. So pretty much just, if you want to do something, do it. Don't wait. Don't let someone's opinion become your reality. If they're thinking negative about your ideas or whatever, who cares? Who cares? You know, that vision's in your mind. No one else's for a reason. So don't, you know, you can take advice, soak it up like a sponge, like, yeah, I hear you, but I'm going to do what I want to do. You know, listen twice as much as you speak. I heard that one too growing up. So, you know, back to what I was saying, I didn't mean to get sidetracked, but it all folds together. It's like one circle. It all comes together. You know, it's like a puzzle piece. So everything I'm saying all ties in together. So I started doing photography, you know, right? So my cousin introduced me to this guy named Eladio El Nino because he had a podcast, whatever, and he's involved with like filming and stuff, like the entertainment business overall, right? And that's something I was always interested in. I wanted to get into it. How can I get into it? I was like, okay, well, if you know this guy, you know, hell yeah, I want to meet him, see what can happen, right? So he introduced me to him, clicked, just like that. Still talking to this day. He supports me, I support him. Really close. We're actually closer than what I thought. He knows the same people that I do. It made it better. The relationship grew stronger. So he definitely supports me. I support him. Nothing but love. Shout out to Eladio El Nino. I'm gonna put his link in the bio too if you want to check out his podcast. It's called Real Everyday People. But that'll be in the link in the description. But he introduced me to him, and he was like, "Hey, what you want to do specifically? I know someone where I work. I believe it was called JRDC. Something. It was something. You know, I forget exactly what it was, but it was in my neighborhood, Southwest Detroit. Like, people from the neighborhood can come through. You know, you got robotics. You could do your GED there. You could do, like, they have parties, whole bunch of stuff. But they had this one program, you know, like photography, videography, right? How to work with cameras. So he introduced me to this lady. And she was like, hey, you know, the class ain't going on today, but if you want to come back next Monday, you can come here and I'll introduce you to the person who runs the class. I said, all right, bet. That sounds cool. Thank you. Come back the next following Monday. after school. And I was like, you know what? My friend Steven, I brought the idea up to him, and he was like, yeah, I'll do that, because I got him into photography and taking videos. He's actually working downtown Detroit doing something that I brought to him, like, hey, this is pretty cool. This is what I'm doing. You want to do it with me? And he's doing his own thing. I think he's starting his own business and stuff like that. He's doing great for something that he saw me doing, and he took a loving in it, and he's doing it. And it's crazy, like, certain impacts you can make in people's life, so who would have thought he would have done that because I had a camera, and then he got a camera, so I brought him with me. The lady introduced to a guy named Martell Fletcher. Great guy, knows his craft. He went to Michigan State, and there was probably like 6 people in the class, right? We ended up joining it late. When I found out, it was like started in September, August. It was like a whole school year thing. Like beginning of the school to the end of the school year. Didn't know that. Me and him joined April. It ended in June. So we joined the class. We're like, hey, introduced me to everyone. Camera, behind the scenes, stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, we have a challenge. And we're actually going to begin filming a student film. Would you like to be a part of that? So the challenge was like they had like 5 different scripts, probably like 5-minute long, 2-minute long student film. So like, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. And they were picking the actors for it, and I said, you know what, I'll go for the lead. So me and my friend Steven got into it. I was the lead, and we did it. We won the challenge.